and welcome back to the BBQ podcast. I'm here with Evan. Evan, you can say hello to everyone.
Hello, everybody.
And in this episode, this is episode 3 of the BBQ podcast. Last episode, we talked about the Nintendo Switch Direct that they had for Mario 35th anniversary. And since we're talking about that, um, 3D All Stars released, so I'll let Evan with more details on that.
Yes, September 18th, 2020. Probably one of the best days of the year, to be completely fair.
I mean, there wasn't much
Super
competition
Mario,
for that.
yeah. Super Mario 3D All-Stars came out, and I've been addicted to that game since it came out. I've been playing all the games on in the collection, and
hmm
you know, Nintendo could have done better. Let's be honest, they could have done better, but the
Yeah.
result is actually what they gave us is actually pretty great. And I'd say it's worth the $80. We did get some upgraded graphics in 64. 64 looks pretty good now if you compare it to the older, the original version. Even though
hmm
some people may not realize it, it looks pretty nice. And Sunshine is beautiful in a wide screen now, and with all the textures touched up, it is amazing. It's a
hmm
really nice looking game now, and Galaxy looks like it was made in HD almost. It looks
For sure.
really good now, with everything touched up on it. So, not a whole lot of work went into this, but it's definitely worth the money, and it's definitely the graphics definitely they're improved enough to make it worth it, I'd say.
Yeah, I from a casual point, it was like perfect. Like I played these games a lot in the past, but not as much as let's say a speedrunner like you has, right? So it's really good to get that casual market in there too. And for instance, when I went to pick up my game from the store I bought it at, GameStop slash EB Games, if you're Canadian or American, there's this little kid and like that's a whole new game series experience right there for $80. That's a pretty good quality deal, I think, right there. Especially since there's hordes of people who have never experienced these games before. I've been playing a lot of it as well, mainly playing Sunshine, but all the other games are good too. I'm really impressed what they've been doing with the motion controls actually on Galaxy. Like they're pretty good. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, like there's a few visual glitches. For instance, on Sunshine, when there's that one scene where they're exiting the plane, Princess Peach and Mario, in the background, they made a visual glitch, and basically the Princess Peach's earrings were actually eyeballs. So I found that's pretty crazy. But other than that, all the games look really good. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, there are a few other visual glitches in
hmm
Sunshine, like in some of the secrets, like Bianco 6 with the moving platforms. A casual wouldn't know it, but the original game doesn't have the like little blocks for the tracks. It's kind of hard to explain, but there are some glitches with the emulators that Nintendo made that
hmm
I'm sure they'll be putting a bit of effort into patching some of those visual glitches and stuff like that. But also,
hmm
when I went to the store to buy it, I bought mine at Walmart. Um, just in the afternoon on release day here. I didn't like, you know, do the Japanese eShop trick or anything like that. I went and bought a physical copy at Walmart, and when I was there was another guy, probably he was about my age, probably also in his teens, buying it, but it looked like he had some younger siblings, and they were really excited to play the game. So
hmm
definitely a huge casual market of and new players to the Mario franchise, that are going to get to experience and enjoy those older
Yeah.
games like so many other people did, and it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, another thing I like to add, like even with this limited release date, I thought, oh boy, no one's going to get this. Like it's going to be crazy. It's going to be hard to get this game. But supplies are actually plentiful. When I went to EB Games, when I picked up my copy, they had a whole shelf full of them, and no one was buying it other than me. So, like, supplies are plentiful, actually, at least here in Canada. I'm not sure how it is in the States. So, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
we
thing.
didn't have any problems with we didn't have any problems with pre-orders getting canceled or anything like that here, so we're
Hmm.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of living in the middle of nowhere in Canada, so you know. Then again,
Well, not
everywhere in
really the
Canada
middle.
is middle of nowhere, so.
That's true. It's not America.
Well,
But yeah.
hmm. So next up, we have a Dream SMP on our schedule. So Dream SMP, for those of you who don't know, is like this SMP that the popular Minecraft YouTuber Dream made. Dream has been in many famous videos, like he's been in the 1v1 with Technoblade for $100,000, many Mr. Beast videos, and Dreams used to hold the world record for speedrunning Minecraft. He's a pretty good Minecraft player, right? So he started an SMP, which stands for Survival Multiplayer, right? He started a huge survival multiplayer server, and at first there's just a few people, but more and more people kept joining, and now it's like this huge thing, and like all the streams are super entertaining. Technoblades in it. In fact, some people made their entire channels just from this, pretty much. It's like coming in it, he got over 1 million subscribers just from Dream SMP, and pretty much every stream you watch or video, it feels like a mini movie, like part of a huge story. So I was just wondering, have you watched any of that, and what do you think of SMPs in Minecraft right now?
Well, I have not watched any of it. I'm not a huge well, I like Minecraft, but I'm not one to watch a lot of Minecraft YouTube videos, although I do sneak in the occasional video.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it's pretty cool how these YouTubers are setting up these big survival multiplayer servers and it's definitely interesting. Sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know a whole lot about it, but what do you think, Boom?
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. A lot of the YouTubers there, they form very advanced like alliances. Like apparently um there's like whole different countries. I'm not the biggest watcher of it myself. I am getting into it right now, and I probably will watch it as it does feel like a movie. Like I think even if you don't like Minecraft, this would be a nice series to watch just for the entertainment, especially if you like many of the YouTubers in there, like Miller Suit. Like not all of them are Minecraft YouTubers even necessarily, right? If you have your time and you want to watch it, Dream SMP guys, it's nice quality. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of different countries and alliances. Right now, they just went for like some elections and stuff. So it's like even player elections, and those can be really funny because, for instance, one guy forgot to vote, and everyone's getting so mad at him because like, well, why didn't you vote? Like, you gotta vote for these things, and it's kind of funny. So I'll let you do a comment on that if you want.
Yeah, that definitely sounds quite interesting. Um, yeah, that sounds something I definitely want to start watching actually. If there are things like this happening, big alliances forming, it could definitely get pretty
Hmm.
intense. So I think that's pretty cool. I didn't exactly know what was exactly happening there, but with voting, it's, that's gonna get intense. Like
Yeah, and
that
by the
that
way,
can make
for
some pretty great YouTube content, I
mhm.
have to say.
Yeah, and by the way, for the American viewers, you guys don't have any election coming up. Don't be like the guy who forgot to vote in the Dream SMP. Vote for in the election, please, if you can and you're able to. um, yeah, but there has been a few actually acute accusation. I cannot pronounce this word right now. Um, there's been a few people who have accused Dream SMP of scripting everything. So I was just wondering,
Ooh.
do you think that should affect it at all or not? Personally, I don't think as long as the content's good and if only some of it's scripted and it's funny and
Mhm.
enjoyable to watch, I don't mind, but I'll let you give your 2 cents on this.
Yeah, so I don't have a huge problem with scripted content. As long as
Hmm.
it seems pretty real and it's not super cheesy and stuff and it's still good content that if you didn't know it was scripted, you probably wouldn't really notice, then I'm completely
Hmm.
fine with it. But when you have like people like Papa Jake, whose quality of video slowly started declining,
Yeah, no
that's
kidding.
where you draw the line.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right now, it does seem really good. There's a lot of high tensions. The presidential campaigns are hilarious. people are like, "Oh my goodness, this is gonna be my
I
last
can
day of
imagine.
Secretary of State and everything," because there's like this one 12-year-old on the server, and he has like a million
Oh my
subscribers, and he's 12 years old, so this is like freaking him out and everything. So it's kind of funny for that guy. He's like, "Oh no, I'm the last day of vice president," because he's worried he won't get reelected. So something like
God.
that's just hilarious in my opinion, and I love it. Um,
How many
yeah.
parties do they have?
How many parties? I'm actually not sure.
Yeah.
I think literally it's just independence. Like it's just each one's different and
Oh, a
everything.
bunch of.
There's quite a
I
few
see.
players in it though. Like Techno Blades in it,
Who
Dream,
appoints the
Sapnet.
vice president? Does
Oh,
the
it's just a running
president
mate.
choose their vice president?
It's just a running mate, and they just choose whoever. I'm not
Oh,
exactly sure of this stuff. Half the people in the
oh
server
yeah.
are from the
This
UK.
would be.
They don't even have presidents there, so.
Yeah.
um, Yeah, so for next one, guys, we're gonna be talking about Rocket League. So Rocket League is now free to play for everyone. So if you want to, you're now able to play Rocket League for free. So this brings a good question that although these free games are enjoyable for many new players, right? Kind of feels like old players kind of feel a bit left out from this, right? This is like, oh, I paid for this game, all these new players coming on, it's gonna be full of noobs now, and they feel a bit frustrated. So Epic's new strategy of giving these games out for free. I was just wondering, do you think this is a good idea, a bad idea? And what do you think of these battle pass systems for games?
Well, it definitely seems to have paid off for Epic Games, especially with Fortnite.
Hmm.
And Fortnite still people play it a lot today. So they're obviously gonna go for the same strategy. It's making them a ton of money. And it makes sense for Epic Games. And there are a lot more people who are gonna play it now, and then there are gonna be kids who want the battle pass and beg their parents for money and stuff like that. That's how it always goes. So getting
Yeah.
the game on the market for free, it is a good business strategy. Especially for games that are gonna appeal a lot to younger children, like Rocket League, for example. It just works. It makes the money, and I think that's Epic's.
Mhm.
That is obviously Epic's goal.
Yeah. Um, they also are trying to promote their game browser as well. And so instead of going to Steam, people are like, oh, let's go on Epic, right? So
Hmm.
because of that, there's also a whole new thing in that. They're trying to encourage people to do that. Like, that's why they opened GTA 5 for free, right? Because they want people to install their browser so they can play it. So yeah, I do
Yeah.
think this is a pretty good idea as it has proven to be profitable. But what do you think about how older players feel about when their game is, kind of ruined with all these newbies is what I'll say.
Oh yeah. I know a ton of people who play Rocket League, including you, and most of them are not too happy about it. They're pretty upset with Epic. They're like they're gonna ruin it. And so
Hmm.
far, to me, it doesn't look terrible. I actually didn't have Rocket League before, but I've played it a lot in the past.
Sorry, are you able to just talk about the Rock League part? I think just when you ended about who were you, our people who played it, because you just like out a bit there, so I just want to make sure the viewers
Oh,
heard
sorry.
everything.
Yeah, so I know a lot of
No, no,
people
no problem.
who play it. I know a lot of people who play it and they're not too happy with Epic Games. They thought they were gonna ruin it. So far, it doesn't look too bad, at least from my point of view. And I've played Rocket League before a number of times. But yeah, we'll see what Epic does. Hopefully, they don't completely ruin it. They're doing like Epic's doing their normal season thing, like they do with
Hmm.
all their games. So that's gonna be interesting how they do that. I don't know. I just hope they don't completely mess up the game. And
Yeah.
it's gonna suck with a lot of because they're gonna add bots and stuff, and they're gonna add younger children. And younger children are gonna play it a lot, and the bots are gonna be like letting you win and stuff, and it's gonna be dumb, but
Yeah, I mean, so far I haven't looked most of the changes. A few things I'm like, oh, I wish they didn't add that, but most of it's been pretty good in my opinion. Um, so Rocket League already had bots, so that's one good thing. Epic won't need to add a whole bunch of new things for that. But it'll be interesting to see if they either decide to tune down the difficulty or like what they do with that. Because right now the bots are actually pretty decent, so to speak. They're not bad compared to other bots in video games, let's say. So it'll be very
Hmm.
interesting what Epic does for that. So
Yeah. And
mhm,
we were playing it yesterday. You guys are watching the footage right now if you're on YouTube or Twitch. You can see the game footage of me and Boom playing Rocket League when we recorded that yesterday. Um, we got some pretty clutch goals that game. But yeah, I'm really enjoying being able to play the game, and I feel like a lot of people can say the same, where they're happy that's free. Um, Aside from there are some downsides, but there are going to be a lot more people playing it, not just younger kids. There will be a lot more people who are actually good at it playing it as well. Uh,
yeah.
I'm hoping to get better at it. But it was a lot of fun yesterday, working with BoomBQ to get those clutch W's, except for the first game we lost. It was kind of sad. But yeah, it's a really fun game, and I'm happy that it's free for people to play. I was really hyped up when I Boom sent me a DM on Instagram, and he's like, September 23rd, Rocket League's gonna be free. So yeah,
Mhm.
I was hyped up for that. You know, there's 3D All Stars that also was coming out, and then Super Mario Bros. 35 comes out really soon. This is just like the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This is the best 2 weeks of the year. Let's be completely honest.
Mhm.
But yeah, really, I do think it's gonna bring a bit more competition to the game. There are obviously gonna be older players who are gonna be facing off against more people who aren't as good, but eventually, you're gonna have more people playing it, and
Mhm.
queue time is also really good right now. We have to mention queue time.
Yeah, it is.
Queue time
Like
was
I
like
mean,
5 seconds when we were.
yeah, it was really fast. Um, yeah, I'm personally a big fan of this change. Like I like it being free because not only me, because I personally paid for it, right? But now that it's free for
Mhm.
everyone, I don't need to switch online to play it. I can just play it. Plus,
Right,
then all my
right.
friends with the cross-platform play features they've added and all that stuff, I can play with all my friends. Like I've noticed I've been playing it more now because it's free, because my other friends will have it,
Yeah.
so I can play with them. It's half the fun in video
Yeah,
games
I
is playing with other
completely
people.
exactly. And that's what makes it more fun. I also
Hmm.
completely forgot cross-platform play is a thing on it, right? Which
Yeah.
is awesome. I was really unhappy with Epic Games back in those Fortnite days when PS4 couldn't play with Xbox and Switch. But all of that's gone. Every platform can play with each other. You can go play with your friends now. They just need some sort of console and they can get it for free. Or
Yeah.
if they even
Yeah,
just
if you
have a
have a
computer.
PC.
Yeah, or on your phone, right? Is
I
it
don't think it's
available
a
on
phone
mobile
game.
yet?
I don't think it is. It's a pretty
Oh, it
graphics
won't?
intensive
Mm,
game actually, so
that's true. Epic's probably gonna try to work on that though, because they got Fortnite out on mobile, and
do
they probably want to do a similar thing with Rocket League, I'd assume. But
the same
yeah,
thing with GTA 5.
yeah, it's very easy to get it now, and you can play with all of your friends, which makes it even more fun.
Yeah,
Unless you
exactly.
don't have friends, then you just play with random people.
Yeah, sorry here, but we're a bit discriminatory to people who don't have friends. We always are mentioning friends, but it's okay. We've all been there. We feel you. Um, so now that we're mentioning Rocket League with the graphics and how they actually have decent graphics, that brings I guess I can bring us into our next topic. So it's about the new Switch, and Evan, I'll let you explain that to everyone.
Yeah, so there have been some rumors circulating on YouTube that Nintendo exposed a new console coming soon, which supposedly is going to have 4K graphic capabilities. Um, And I don't know how much of that is true. This is a lot of speculation based off of some rumors. And some like Nintendo had some sort of meeting or something. And I don't know exactly what's going on there, but people are speculating that we're going to get a new Switch next year. Um,
Mhm.
and Nintendo has said a few times that they want to prolong the life cycle or the life of, I guess, of the Switch. And we're getting close to that 6 year mark, which is about the max cutoff for Nintendo, where they're like, you know, dropping a new console by that time. So if they want to get by with the Switch a little bit longer, of course, the difference between the Wii U and Switch was only 4 years because the Wii U was a huge fail.
Mhm.
But if they want to prolong the life of the Switch, they're gonna have to get something else new out. Of course, we got the Switch Lite a couple of years ago, and if we get some sort of Switch Pro, Switch XL, something like that, something that's maybe more not as compact but has better graphic capabilities, runs a bit faster, has better battery life, has better controllers like the Joy-Cons work better, something like that, and better graphic capabilities, of course. Um, then I think then I think that'll be something that a lot of people will also buy. Nintendo will be able to keep the Switch on the market longer because of that. And then they might wait maybe even 7, 8 years since the release of the Switch before we get a new console. Although I'm not really too sure if they do that. But yeah, we're looking at 2021 as the release of this. And if we don't get something like this, in 2021, 2022, then we're probably looking to some sort of new console in 2023. So again, lots of speculation, not big rumors. We have like very little confirmed about this, but
Yeah.
it's definitely something that people are looking into and are hoping is true because everyone wants to play their games in 4K. And of course, hopefully Nintendo allows compatibility with their other Switch consoles. So hopefully Joy-Cons will work on both consoles, which they should. Hopefully, like you can still like attach them to the console. And I don't exactly know how that would work if they're making it a bit bigger, but we'll see what Nintendo does. We really have no idea what they're gonna do with this console if it comes out. So it's really just speculation and trying to come up with some theories of what Nintendo might do. And we know that this isn't going to be like the bare minimum, which we knew with
Mhm.
the 3D All Stars situation. They will definitely be putting some work into this to make it a money maker for sure. And
Yeah.
hopefully we get something like that soon. And hopefully it doesn't sell for too much. Maybe like I don't know, maybe like 500 max, 500 Canadian, so it'd probably sell 400 in America. That's
Yeah.
like the
Probably.
max. That's 100 more than the original Switch sold for. So we'll
Mhm.
see what Nintendo does with that.
Yeah. I mean, this will be Nintendo's first 4K console, if I'm correct. That's pretty crazy to
Yeah.
think about right there. Um, I also be interesting because the cartridges I figured would be pretty hard to get 4K on, but maybe that's not as hard as I thought it would be. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I find that very interesting. Now, the source, at least the source I saw, it's from like this guy who translated a Nintendo meeting in Japanese to English as he spoke Japanese, right? On Twitter. So
Mhm.
the source isn't very reliable. We're relying on this guy a lot, and this guy could easily be making this whole thing up. So, this is speculation here. It's like he isn't confirmed. But yeah, I mean, I do hope they do release this console. Is this really will prolong the Switch's lifespan? And the Switch is a really
Yeah.
good console, and I'm hoping it'll kind of be like the next like DS, because the DS started with a one, you had the 2DS, 3DS,
Right.
DS XL, all those
Mhm.
DSs, right? And then they made a whole bunch of
And the
rebrands.
DS was very popular.
Yeah, because like, I think part of the reason the Wii U failed was partially because the 3DS, because the 3DS had all the games the Wii U had. So, I'm not getting into that. Then you could also go with the could also get into the designs because at one point they were making designs on the 3DS all the time, and people bought more than one for the designs. So even if they did that
Yeah.
for the Switch, this should really prolong the Switch lifestyle, which I'm happy about because then I get to play with it being supported for longer,
Mhm.
and I can't really think of
And
any cons.
we'll see what happens with that because traditionally Nintendo's kept their home consoles. You know, every 6-ish years they come up with something completely different.
Hmm.
And with the handheld consoles, they kind of have like certain generations, like the Game Boy and the DS. And we do know that the DS family has officially, or not necessarily, I think the 3DS is done with production. So I think we've seen the end of the DS family. Um, but now we have the Switch, which is a hybrid of home and
Hmm.
portable consoles. So we're not really sure what Nintendo's going to do with this, right?
Yeah.
They did throw the Switch Lite at us, which is exclusively portable. But we don't exactly know what direction Nintendo's going to head now that they have a sort of hybrid console. It's also important to keep in mind that Sony is releasing the PS5 and Microsoft is releasing the Xbox Series X. So yes, Nintendo does need to get something out, but they also don't want to compete directly with Sony and Microsoft because they're not
Hmm.
going to win. If
Yeah.
they release like a year after, it would make sense, or like half a year after they, get all their stuff done. Um, then they'd probably have a pretty good chance of selling a good number of units.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think they're going to go a bit more for the handheld approach, as you know, as you said, the DS family's ending, I think, and I think that is very accurate. I think it's been ending for a while now, and I think they're just going to make the Switch into like the new family, and like, because I think right now, I think even from the start, Nintendo tried to advertise a bit more its portability feature, not its dock feature. Like for all the ads I saw at the beginning, I always saw it being picked up, moved around, and like on like a table, playing like that 1-2 switch game and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I personally think they'll be making this a bit more into a portable console, having an emphasis on that, and they'll probably even help try the Switch Lite even more. Put a bigger emphasis to the Switch Lite because I know lots of people for the Switch Lite, and I'm actually surprised because I was like, oh, I've always played mine in dock, so you know.
Yeah, same. I rarely play it. Well, not rarely. Now that school's back on, I've been using it a bit more
Mhm.
in portable. But also, there are a lot of people like who bought the Switch Lite who I didn't even realize. Like, my one friend, I didn't even know he had a Switch at all or anything, but apparently he has a Switch Lite. So definitely a bunch of people bought them. And if Nintendo releases a Switch XL, there's probably going to be a lot of people who also buy that one, especially since it's also been longer since the original Switch came out, and people are looking for something a bit newer.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think it'd be really cool if like you could add the Switch Lite to your other Switch, like your dock Switch. You know what I mean? Because then like
Yeah,
you
that'd
could
be
use that as like
cool.
You could use it like a Wii U gamepad, like a controller if you'd like, right?
That
Because I
would
mean,
be really cool.
then I think you could have the Wii U features and the Switch. I think that'd be kind of cool because the Wii wasn't necessarily a bad console. It was a bit bulky, but like the Switch Lite's pretty thin. I think that'd be actually pretty cool if we could manage to hook that up as a controller and use it to play. Not to mention, like you could use it for games like Mario Kart with the map on
Hmm.
there, just like they did for the Wii U. Like they could make so many more games with that if they just allowed Switch Lite to connect to the Switch itself. In fact,
That's
I
an
would
idea
even
I've
maybe buy
never,
one for that. So,
yeah, that's an idea I've never heard before, but that sounds really interesting, and that's definitely something that people would do. I think, yeah, people would buy more Switch Lights if Nintendo did something like that.
yeah,
Uh,
and more
I wonder
dock
if they
Switch.
thought of that.
I mean, I should maybe suggest it to them, maybe get a few bucks from them, but I thought that a while ago, and I don't think it's going to implement anytime soon, but I really wish they did. So I think would be a cool idea. Just even that
Yeah, that
extra
would be
feature.
really cool.
Um,
Yeah.
So do
And
you have anything
everyone
else?
knows the Wii U is a pretty good console. It's just
Mhm.
Nintendo is dumb.
Yeah, I think the marketing issue was one of them, and the 3DS competing with them because the only game that like the top 10 games on the Wii U, pretty much all of them, the 3DS had as well, ported onto there like an equivalent game. So that there just wasn't very much reason to buy one if you had a 3DS, right? So plus the Wii U,
Yeah.
why would you name after your old console, man? That just confuses everyone. So do you have anything else to add, brother Seven?
No.
Alright, so next topic we have here, guys, is casual games in quarantine because in quarantine a whole bunch of really casual games have risen really high in the charts on Switch, Twitch,
Animal
streaming.
Crossing.
Yeah, Animal Crossing, the chess, like virtual chess. Chess was at one point trending on Twitch. Fall Guys and Among Us. Among Us has been like a it's been released in 2018 and it's just been found out. It's like a diamond in the dirt. It's great.
I know.
So
At
I was just
school, everyone has Among Us on their phone. That's like the lunchtime thing.
yeah, I mean personally, I've been playing it with my friends on Switch because my one friend he's really high on Overwatch on Switch, so it takes a while for us to find games. So we're always like, well, let's get an hour queue time. May as well play Among Us when we wait. So we've
Exactly.
been doing that. It's just a quick game that's easy to play. You don't even worry about leaving. So casual. So just wondering, why do you think casual games have been rising so much during quarantine? And why? How do you think this is impacting the gaming?
Well, especially in March, lots of people weren't working. Well, in April, like when Animal Crossing came out, lots of people weren't working. There are still people who aren't working now, but obviously the unemployment rates have gone way down, which is a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at least in Canada and the States. So at least we know that the countries, the economies are doing good again, sort of, but
Mm-hmm.
that's aside the point. Back in April when Animal Crossing came out, Nintendo also sold a ton of Switches because everyone wanted to play Animal Crossing because everyone was off work. What else do they do? Well, we want to play Animal Crossing, right? And
Yeah.
I think that was sort of like starting the trend. Since then, more people have been getting games and playing games, and especially things like Among Us, when people are just like, we were at home for a really long time. We had to like video chat our friends and stuff. So when you're
Mm-hmm.
video chatting and you have access to all your like electronics and devices and stuff, people were always looking for new sorts of games that they were able to play together online. And
Mm-hmm.
Among Us is definitely one of those things that fits perfectly into that category and is a really fun group game. And you don't have to meet with your friends in person. Although now people are able to play it in person, and it's even more amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I would also agree with that. I think it's a huge social aspect because, everyone has so much free time now, at least at the beginning. So everyone's like, oh, I want to get into like this esports competitive game. Oh my goodness, is that like a huge league over it? That's a bit very daunting to do, especially since many of these more advanced games, you don't have tutorials to ease them in. I think it was someone called Rakuda on YouTube. He does a video series, and it's like how games are like for a non-gamer. And like some of this stuff, like just assuming there's a run button, because we gamers, we just find, okay, is this the run button? Is this run button? We just keep pressing buttons till we figure out what's a run button. As we figure there is one. Whereas non-gamers, they don't think that way. Like, so I think the casual games did help a lot of people ease into games, which is really good because that's a whole new market for games. It's
Yeah,
already rising quite a bit. And I would also agree with the social aspect in that people are bored at home and they want to play with their friends. Like half the time I'm like, half the time I get into games because I have a friend who has it and I want to play with them a bit. So I do think people are like, oh wow, you have this game that's fun and casual. I'm not the best at games, so sure, I'll try it out. Perfect, I'll do it. And then they really enjoy it. And that's really good because not only do they get to talk to their friend and enjoy some time with them, they have fun with this new game. And there's these games supposed to
Yeah.
have been around in person for quite some time, like Mafia and Space Team, which is a game you and me like to play quite often in person, right?
Oh, I love
I love.
Space Team.
Yeah, guys, shout out to Space Team. If you guys want to download it, just search it up and on the App Store, and it's really fun to play with friends. Um, yeah, but these games have always been pretty popular in person, but now that we can't play them in person, like board games and all that stuff, it's really been rising to them being that, but in video games now. So I do think this is a good thing for video games because it's going to help get more people in the video game industry, which will help make more money, so more games, which is always a good thing. And yeah, it helps people ease into games, so maybe they'll get into better, different games. Do you have anything else?
Mhm. Well, we did spend a lot of time covering 3D All Stars, and now that we've had the chance to play it, do you just want to give your like uh some of your like best moments so far, favorite things to play, you know, just a personal aspect of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think my favorite thing to play so far has been Sunshine. I've been really enjoying that game, playing through it again. And I do think this is a very fun game to just run through. I do find it a bit frustrating sometimes as I'm very bad at the game, so I always fall in the first water and then I have to went back slowly to the beginning. So I wish it's a bit speedier in that way. I'm sure you don't have that problem, Evan. But
Oh, I
because of
still
that,
have that problem.
oh yeah, I bet I have it worse now. But stuff like that. But it's been really fun so far. I've also been enjoying the 64 and how glitchy it is because it's like, oh my goodness, like this used to be such a quality game back in the day, and can tell it's aged quite a bit now. Because I know personally, when I first played it when I was like 4 or 5 years old, right? I was like, oh my goodness, this is the best game ever. Like I didn't remember half of this the game being so hard, and now that I'm like, my age currently, and I'm playing this game, I'm like, my goodness, this game's a lot worse than I remember. So I'm a bit disappointed about it, but it's still a good game. So it's kind of like a bittersweet relationship there. I guess I'll let you give your 2 cents about personality with it too, if you want.
Well, as far as just playing the game and like running it a bit, I've really been enjoying playing Sunshine. It's really nice having it on official hardware. It's not lagging at all and stuff. And I can play it wherever I want to go. So I've been playing a lot of Sunshine, getting better at it, and hopefully I can actually get a good time in a run by doing by just playing it a bit more. I've only done one run before. My time was just over 3 hours. But I should be close to being able to get a sub 2 hour time, which is awesome. And
Hmm.
for Super Mario 64, I've just been playing the game casually because of course I've only ever done a 16 star like some 16-star runs of the game. So I've never really gotten the chance to do get some more of the stars and explore a little bit. And it's a really fun casual game. It can be pretty annoying sometimes, and some things are not easy to figure out necessarily. But I have been having a lot of fun just trying working my way through casually playing SM64 for the first time. And even though it has aged a lot, it's pretty fun. I have to say
Yeah.
it's pretty fun, and I'm
Hmm.
sure uh regardless of all the glitches and everything, the next generation playing it is also going to love it. Although they're probably gonna love some of the other games a bit more because Super Mario 64 is a bit difficult. It's
Yeah,
still a really good game, but
for sure.
it's more challenging than the other two.
Hmm.
Just like Sunshine is more challenging than Galaxy. Still working on getting 120 stars as Mario, so I haven't actually gotten to do any speed runs of any percent Luigi runs yet, but I'm working on it. I have like 98 stars, I think, so almost there.
Almost, almost. So I'm actually gonna do something so a bit off the schedule. Usually, we have a few topics, guys, that we discuss. What we're gonna talk about before we do this, so that we're not just like off the whim here. But actually, I just wanted to announce, guys, that BlizzCon this year. So that's like a place where Blizzard does all their announcements for their games and stuff like that. It's going to makes Overwatch, a whole bunch of different games, StarCraft, all these games, right? They're actually doing it online right now, and it'll be on February, and they're going to be revealing a whole bunch of information about Overwatch 2 then, we haven't heard anything about Overwatch 2 since the announcement, which was last year. This would be really great because a lot of people are mad at Blizzard because they're like, oh my goodness, it's been a year and no new info about Overwatch 2. Well, we finally have a date about where more info will be. So it's around sometime in February, I think the 19th roughly. It'll be online. And yeah, so we'll be excited to hear about that. And once it's done, will be covered here on the news. So stay tuned if you hear more of
Awesome.
that as soon as that gets released. Um,
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I didn't
yeah,
know it. I didn't actually know exactly about what was happening with that. I didn't know you mentioned it, but yeah, that's really exciting.
yeah. I mean, I didn't know if I mentioned this before or not, but I was like, I think I should mention it because I thought of it during the podcast. So I was like, I'll remember at the end. So, yeah, as I just said, this is the end of the podcast, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We will have another episode next week on the Bubble Club podcast. Thank you,
Two
Evan, for
weeks.
2 weeks. Sorry, my bad there. Thank you, Evan, for joining me, and yeah, I will see you guys all later. Bye.
Go subscribe to my YouTube channel at EEVAN10 on YouTube. That's EEVAN10 on YouTube. You can also find my Twitch channel with the same username. And don't forget to go subscribe to BoomBQ as well.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to this post commentary section.
Yes, welcome everyone to the post commentary section. A quick question, Evan. Could you mute one of your audio devices in the call so I can get this ring?
There we go. Okay, that fixed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
I thought I already did that, but anyways, yeah, welcome to this post commentary section.
Yes,
And,
welcome everyone.
You can see me playing Super Mario Sunshine in the gameplay right now, and I'm about to die, but spoiler alert, I don't die. Anyways, yeah, 3D All Stars is out. We talked about that earlier, and as you can see, I'm really enjoying it. I've been playing it a lot. But what we're going to talk about right now is Rocket League. We're going to give a bit more of our thoughts on that now that it's free. And we've played it a little bit more. We also actually did a recording. We made a video, which will be coming out on Friday, this channel, this YouTube channel. So yeah, don't forget to check that out when it comes out Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. But Rocket League, definitely enjoying it. We were getting some pretty pog wins earlier, I have to say. It was pretty fun. What are you thinking about Rocket League being free? We did have that one mishap with those two really bad players that were probably like 10.
Okay, so yeah, the game's free now, so everyone's pretty bad now at the game, so that's one good thing. Oh, you guys can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Sorry, I'll find my audio cut it there. So yeah, everyone's really bad right now at the game. So if you want to play, now's the time to play because of all the games Epic released, this is the one that's probably the most catered to kids under the age of 10. Like Fortnite, I could see maybe tweens playing it, so it's not as bad. But for Rocket League, oh, kids would like this game, right? Like I know like 8-year-olds, 7-year-olds who actually like Rocket League, right? Because it's just car soccer. So the influx of these very tiny.
Sorry, you keep going. I'll tell you after.
Oh yeah. But yeah, since all these players are so like young from this thing, they're so bad. So if you guys want to play now and are decent at the game, it's a good time to get started because everyone's bad. So it's really fun to troll Me and Evan were playing against these one people, right? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it was with me. No. Okay, so earlier today, I'm not gonna talk about that one. I was playing with my cousin earlier today, and we were facing these people, right? And we're like, oh, are these guys like AFK or something? Because only one of them was moving at a time. So I thought this is really weird. There's just this a guy playing with two controllers. So then I was like kind of being a bit rude to them, so I scored. I was doing like really good, right? So I kept like destroying them, getting goals, and then afterwards I'd say, what a save, what a save, what a save, to like get in their head, because they're like, oh, I didn't do a good save there, right? Because it'd score on myself, right? And then these guys, they go from like barely playing the game at all to freaking Rocket League legends. Like they're like top 500 Rocket League players here. Like they just pull out all two of them. They're like doing like these like they're like flying in the air with the ball, like doing these air dribbles. Like I'm like, oh my goodness, I regret this. And every time they scored, they were like saying, "What a save! What a save! What a save!" I think it was like 20 goals to like 5 at the end of that game.
Oh.
So other than stuff like that, guys, other than those people, just remember to be nice, because otherwise they're probably like Rocket League pros and they'll end up destroying you for being mean like that.
Yeah.
That's what I got to share. That.
I also want to say about your Fortnite comment. Yeah, it definitely does. It's probably a bit more of a higher age range, especially since a lot of parents won't let their 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds play it. But for the longest time, Ethan Skates had this 7-year-old friended on Fortnite. This guy who just randomly asked for a friend request. His name was Bone Crusher or something. And he was good at Fortnite and he was constantly playing it. But then Ethan got in a voice thing with him a few times, and he was just like this little kid talking in this high pitched voice. It's the funniest thing. So yeah, if you want to know more about that, go ask Ethan Skates. Just search up Ethan Skates on YouTube. You can find him, or his new channel MTB Life. And just I don't know, can you DM people on? You can do that on YouTube now, right? So, anyways, earlier today, me and Boom, when we were making the video, and this ended up actually being the clickbait of the title, I believe.
I don't know if we should talk about this yet, because that may spoil the video for them.
That's true. Okay, I guess you guys have to watch the video. It was hilarious.
That's fine. It's a good moment. You guys will like the video. This video is gonna be funny, guys.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be worth watching. And it's about half an hour, but if you don't want to watch the whole thing, just skip to the last 15 minutes. That's when it gets really good. So
another thing that Outdoor is looking for is that although Fortnite actually has voice chat features, right? Whereas Rocket League doesn't. And I know a lot of parents are, even if the game's slightly violent, if it has voice, they're fine with it. But if it has voice chat, that's a whole nother thing, right? Because they could connect to that and do whatever, right? So I also think that's another reason why Rocket League will have a younger player base than Fortnite. Because all the games Epic has made free are for instance, GTA. Okay, it's more for adults, but teenagers play it. Probably a few kids are being rebellious and playing it, but it's mainly for me older audience, right? Fortnite.
Yeah,
okay, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, they play it. They're not the best at those games, but it's not that bad. But it's gonna be full of the 7 to 8-year-olds. No, it's not a bad game. Just
or people like Bone Crusher and.
I remember one time I was watching these kids babysitting, right? And this one kid had an Xbox. He was playing Fortnite on it, and he was talking to these people on it, and oh my goodness, people on that voice chat, man, are crazy. One guy said about calling the cops on someone. He was all of them were sounded like they were 8 years old. Not to be mean to 8-year-olds, but they should be playing those sensitive games, in my opinion.
That's interesting.
Fortnite's an interesting game. If you want us to do a series called Voice Chat Trolling on Fortnite.
That'd be hilarious.
We just go hunting around for like 8-year-olds and start saying random crap. And we won't be like super crazy like some YouTubers who that type of content are. We're not going to be like bullying them. Okay, so I guess the next topic we have here, it's not really a topic,
Well,
guys,
also
but
quickly,
oh
you
yeah.
guys can see me. I'm playing Super Mario Galaxy right now in the gameplay footage, which I'm also enjoying right now. If you were listening to the podcast earlier, which I'm you were, you have heard that I was working on this 120 file. Yeah, so I got a few stars on here for this gameplay, but after we recorded the podcast audio, I came on and grinded, got that 120 Mario, so did get through that. Mario Galaxy, probably one of the best ones in the pack, I'd have to say. If you haven't gotten it yet, Mario Galaxy is really fun. It looks really nice to Switch. Just because, the Wii was bad. It was built with great graphics and everything. It's just the Wii couldn't show you guys it. So yeah, it looks really nice. So it's also a great game if you're going to pick it up. Anyways, back to what Boom was about.
Yeah, so we were talking about in previous podcasts, we are going to create a podcast channel in our Discord server, like Avon 10's Discord server for podcast suggestions. So we actually did create it this time. And we just put it there. It's called # podcast suggestions. So if you want to join it, just go in the description of this video and or our events about page or go on the stream and type !Discord. So many ways to get it. Join the Discord server and leave a suggestion there, like about a topic we should discuss, a question you want to ask us about something, and we will try our best to look for them before each episode and answer them in the episode if we feel like they'll do good inside the episode. And mentioning that, this next episode, we're thinking about getting an interview with someone. So if you have anyone that you would suggest us doing an interview with, please just go to the Discord server, put it in the podcast suggestions, tell us what they usually talk about, like kind of some background about them, and a way to contact them, and you will see if any of them are good. And yeah, I'm not sure if Evan has anything else to add to that.
Yeah, that's about it. That's the gist of it. If you're watching right now, you can check the description. One of the last two links will have my Discord server and my Twitch channel. So yeah. Also, if you're watching later on, I believe it'll also be in the description down there too. So if you haven't joined yet, you can easily do that right now.
And if it's not working, just comment on one of Evan's videos that's newer, and I'm sure he'll get a notification. Just let us know in like the comments, and we'll fix the Discord link.
Yeah, comment and I'll fix it if it's not working. And that's about it. So thank you guys for watching this episode of the BBQ podcast. Don't forget to go subscribe to BoomBQ in the description down below. And hit the subscribe button on this channel, which is my channel, if you want to see more podcasts airing. And my other content, which I try to release videos Wednesdays and Fridays. This Wednesday, there's an Extreme highlight coming out, and of course, Friday's the Rocket League video. Don't forget to leave a like on the podcast. It helps people find it. It helps us reach a larger range of people who don't know about the podcast yet. And don't forget to go check it out on other platforms as well, like Spotify, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Google Podcasts. All those platforms have the podcast. And if you have any of those or you like to listen to your podcasts on there, definitely go give them a listen over there. It does help a lot over there, and it'll help us get discovered. So Apple Podcast will let us onto their platform. And also go.
An interesting thing about just another closing remark here. An interesting about Apple Podcasts is that our statistics actually say 9% of our viewers listen to an Apple Podcast, but we can't seem to find a link for Apple Podcasts. So if you guys are magically listening to it on Apple Podcasts, please let us know how you're doing that and what's the link for it so we can actually go check that stuff out, please. Like, back to you.
yeah, yeah. So definitely try to help us out with that. And again, comment down below if you know anything about that. But other than that, yeah, follow me on Twitch. I do my streams on there. I'm trying to do Tuesday and Thursday streams, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, that's about it. Next podcast will air soon. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do with the whole Thanksgiving weekend situation, but we'll keep you guys updated in the Discord server. And that's about it. Thank you guys for watching this episode, and we'll see you in episode 4. Bye, everybody.
Bye.